So, I think it's time I tell my testimony. Um, so, when I was a child, I was treated kind of like garbage. Um, hasn't been the best, but I've grown from it, and I've seen everything that has came my way, pain and good. And the biggest one that had to affect me had to have been the fact that I lost my leg. So I actually lost it back in 2019 to a box baler, which is this huge machine that crushes cardboard. It actually crushes and compacts into a huge bale that takes a forklift to lift. And so originally I had been hired by this business as temporary. Um, like I started at the temp job, and then they decided to stick me back here on this machine that I had no training on or know anything. So push came to shove, I was alone on my 5th day on this machine. The guy that was supposed to be training me was not there; he was sick. So I had no training. I ended up clogging it and jumped in because that's how I was showed trained by the gentleman. And you know, all my boss said when he seen us in it was, "What are you doing? Be careful." And we said, "Okay." So push came to shove, 5th day, I ended up jumping inside the machine to unclog it because I had thrown a cardboard pallet in it and it locked the machine up. So, a normal machine like that should have safety equipment. It had no safety equipment. So it wasn't working properly. So as soon as I jumped in to unclog it, I jumped in the beginning, jumped in the middle, and it wasn't unclogging it. So I went all the way to the far end and kicked it in. My leg got caught in between the cardboard pallet and the wall. And I physically, at that point, I was trying to pull my leg out, and it kicked back on. And I started screaming for help because this thing started getting tighter and tighter against my leg. So at that point, I'm screaming for help. No one's coming, and it's getting tighter and tighter, and it's going so slow that there's nothing I can do. So I pray to God. I say, "Lord, give me the strength to get out of this because I do not know if I can do it. I do not believe that I can do it without your help." So I literally prayed to God. It's like everything slowed down. Time slowed down. Everything's just slowed down. After I got up praying, I was a lot better. It's like I was able to say my goodbyes. And I did. I said my goodbyes. I literally said my goodbyes to my leg. Because I knew I just had a bunch of visions that it was going to be taken, but it was going to be okay. And it has been okay. I'm broken, but it's okay. I'm strong, and that's with the Lord's help. My biggest factor is the fact that I ripped my leg out to save my life and jumped out on one leg and hopped down a half-mile hallway and came around the corner to one of my best friends, which I barely knew at the time. And he picked me up and ran me to the office, wrapped his belt around my leg, and we had to get everyone to calm down to call the cops. It happened at 9:30 that morning. The ambulance got there at 11:18, and I was still awake all the way to the hospital. In the ambulance, in the helicopter, in the hospital. They had to put me to sleep. But the Lord wanted me to tell you that you are stronger than you know. This is my testimony, and I want everyone to know